Hello everybody and welcome back to Today in the NBA, where we are going to be going over the most recent draft. With the first overall pick, the San Antonio Spurs selected Victor Wembanyama, no surprises there. Second pick, Charlotte Hornets chose Brandon Miller, which is someone who I had mocked going to them, but I do not think it was the right choice. Third pick, Blazers chose Scoot Henderson, definitely the right choice. Fourth pick, the Rockets chose Amen Thompson, right choice. With the fifth pick, the Pistons chose Ausar Thompson. I think that's a good pick. The sixth pick was Anthony Black to the Orlando Magic, which makes for an interesting combination and something that I think could work out. With the seventh pick, Indiana Pacers selected Bilal Coulibaly and traded him to Washington for Jarace Walker. This deal has not been released yet, but I would imagine that it includes some other young player or some draft compensation. I think these are both solid picks, but me personally, it was probably a little bit of a reach to take Bilal Coulibaly at this point. With the ninth pick, the Utah Jazz got Taylor Hendricks, which is someone that I think they would have loved. The 10th overall pick was Cason Wallace, who I loved going to Dallas, but then they traded it to the OKC Thunder for Derek Lively. Now this is definitely not a pick that I hate. With the 12th overall pick, the Orlando Magic selected Jett Howard, which was a bit of an odd pick considering that Grady Dick was still on the board. However, Jett Howard is a player that fits what the Orlando Magic need very well. His only problem is a little bit of maturity concern. At 13, the Toronto Raptors got a steal with Grady Dick, who is not someone that I thought would have fallen past the Thunder. At 14, the Pelicans selected Jordan Hawkins, which is a player that I really like. Now, for the rest of the draft, I'm not going to go too much in depth unless there is something that stands out. This is going to be for other videos where I'm going to go in depth all the way into the lottery, first round, and the second round. 15th pick was Kobe Buffkin, good pick. Someone who I didn't think would fall that far, but he did. 16th pick, the Jazz got Keontae George, good pick. Lakers got Jalen Hood-Schifino at 17. Good pick. He's a player I really like, as you would have seen in one of my previous videos. The Miami Heat reached a lot and got Jaime Jaquez Jr. out of UCLA, who was a player that was expected to go in the second round, but I do not hate him on Miami. Warriors at 19th got Brandon Podziemski. Not a bad pick. At 20, the Rockets picked Cam Whitmore, who was an absolute steal at this point, someone that I had going 5th on my big board. 21st and 22nd picks were both to the Brooklyn Nets, and they selected Noah Clowney and Derek Whitehead, both solid picks. The Portland Trail Blazers selected Chris Murray, a little bit of an odd pick, as I would have expected them to pick someone who would maybe help them more in the long term. 24th overall pick was Oliver Maxence Prosper to the Sacramento Kings, someone who I and many other people had mocked going a little bit later. Still not a bad pick though. 25th pick was the Memphis Grizzlies selecting Marcus Sasser. The 26th pick, Ben Shepherd, both great picks. 27th overall pick, the Charlotte Hornets got an absolute steal with Nick Smith Jr., someone who I had much higher. 28th overall pick was Bryce Sensabaugh to the Utah Jazz, which was another good pick, someone who I also had going a little bit higher. 29th overall pick was Julian Strawther to the Indiana Pacers. And the 30th overall pick to the LA Clippers was Kobe Brown, which is yet again another pick that I don't hate. Now, with the second round, there has been multiple trades, but I'm not going to go over any of these yet. I'm just going to read off the picks. I'll go over these in a later video. With the 31st pick, the Detroit Pistons got James Nagy. Indiana Pacers selected Jalen Pickett with 32nd pick. He was then traded to Denver. San Antonio Spurs selected Leonard Miller with 33, then traded to Minnesota. At 34, the Charlotte Hornets took Colby Jones. 35, the Boston Celtics took Julian Phillips, but he was then traded to Chicago. At 36, the Orlando Magic selected Andre Jackson Jr. He was then traded to Milwaukee. At 37, the Oklahoma City Thunder selected Hunter Tyson, who was then traded to Denver. 38, the Kings selected Jordan Walsh. Pick 39, the Charlotte Hornets selected Muhammad Gueye Then he was traded to Atlanta. 40th pick, Denver Nuggets selected Maxwell Lewis. Then he was traded to the Lakers. 41st pick, Charlotte Hornets selected Amari Bailey. 42nd pick, the Washington Wizards selected Tristan Vucevic. 43rd pick, the Portland Trail Blazers got a steal with Rayan Rupier. 44th pick, the San Antonio Spurs got another steal with CD Sissoko. 45, the Memphis Grizzlies got a huge steal with Gregory Jackson II. 46, the Atlanta Hawks selected Seth Lundy. 47, the LA Lakers selected Mojave King, who was then traded to Indiana. Pick 48, the LA Clippers selected Jordan Miller. 49, the Cleveland Cavaliers selected Amani Bates. 50, the OKC Thunder selected Keontae Johnson. 51, the Brooklyn Nets selected Jalen Wilson. 52, the Phoenix Suns selected Tumami Kamara. 53, the Minnesota Timberwolves selected Jalen Clark. 54, the Sacramento Kings selected Jalen Slauson. 55, the Indiana Pacers selected Isaiah Wong. 56, the Memphis Grizzlies selected Tarek Biberovic. At 57, the Washington Wizards got an absolute steal with Trace Jackson Davis. And at 58, the Milwaukee Bucks selected Chris Livingston. And that does it for this draft. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.